We've only just begun on the restoration of our chateau's original kitchen, and this project has already tested our patience. But today, we finally got the subfloor right. Every setback taught us something about craftsmanship, slowing down, and doing things right. In our last video, we figured out the old kitchen layout thanks to a former chateau resident. And this week, we stumbled across an exciting discovery that might completely change the way this kitchen comes together. A set of 100-year-old buffets at our local bricante. What we didn't expect was how these pieces would re-inspire our entire vision and make all the delays feel worth it. Our first step was getting the subfloor finished. Working our way slowly across the room, we measured and re-measured every joist before laying down our new, thicker OSB boards, trying to keep things as level as possible. But when we began measuring the joists under the stone fireplace, a bigger problem appeared.
Okay, now this is the part that's been holding us back. What happened here, as you know, we used to have a stone arch that was held together by the two original beams. Once we had to reinforce them structurally, the arch just gave away. It was already very dangerous. So that posed a problem because when the guys were reinforcing the beams, they could only reinforce the plancher from underneath. So the problem here as we were covering the structure is this part was a bit wobbly. We needed to level it, we need to reinforce it. While we did this, we finished up doing the lambourdes, which are these pieces right here. They're closing the gaps and adding more solidity to the whole thing. Remember, before we had an 18mm OSB, now we have a 22mm OSB 3, which is for milieu humide, for humid environments. This by itself can hold up to 300 kilos per square meters. But we're doing this because we have more than 55 centimeters between the axes, entre axes, as they say here. So we're being extra careful because these tonettes are heavy. This also is gonna be pretty much our everyday entrance. So there's gonna be a lot of dynamic weight change in this room. So as we want everything to stay put, for the joints not to crack, we are being extra careful here.
Just a Frankenstein area where we had to spend a lot of time with the level, triple check everything.
Yeah, we had to add this tasseau for leveling as this piece was added from underneath. Remember, before here there was nothing. We got these two lambourdes done with the piece of wood that was actually back order that we eventually didn't need it, but we used it for this because this is a structural chevron. This will take the weight. And of course, we're always doing a system which is vissé-collé, drilled and glued with a very, very strong glue that gets everywhere.
And also this corner was one of the corners where everything was sort of all sinking a little bit. So there was already a lot of shims that were there before, but we had to add even a little bit more.
Yeah, this whole part wasn't glued or screwed down or anything, it was just there. Now things are leveled. And of course, nothing really in this house is 100% leveled. For what it used to be, I think this is pretty much an advancement. How do you say it? Like
Improvement.
An improvement. The structure, the house, the stones, they all worked in time, so everything got a little bit
funky,
yeah. The whole central part of the house is a bit lower than the walls, the exterior walls. We will tackle that in a separate video. Of course, as we said before, if we had the time and the money to spare, I think we would just like redo this whole thing from scratch, just take everything out. But that's also wasteful, and there's some really good work done here. We're doing the best to adapt this existing structure to our requirements. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're still a small channel, and your support means everything to us.
Don't forget to also hit the notification button so you get alerts every time we upload a new video. Our next challenge was to replace our kitchen door. With the exception of the cave door, which we already replaced last winter, all the doors and windows on this house are original and in bad shape. So our task is to refaire à l'identique.
Ah, parce que tu trouves que ça c'est trop gros là.
Ah bah non, ça correspond. Non, non, ah non, faut que ça corresponde
Voilà,
à ça.
ça correspond, ouais.
Non, non, c'est bien. Non, non, bah non, après ça reste. Il y en a, bah non, non, il y en a pas actuellement.
Au lieu d'avoir une mouchette, d'avoir un couvre-vent.
À la rigueur.
Ok.
On aurait
Oui,
sur la
justement.
porte aussi la même
Juste
symétrie.
dans la
Oui, la même
symétrie,
symétrie,
La
oui.
symétrie de la porte, on l'aurait là-haut pareil.
D'accord.
Que d'avoir un grain, enfin une mouchette. Ouais, là-haut.
Ouais, parce que je trouve très bien, en fait, ça tombe bien, parce que là, on a vraiment le même détail, voilà, parce que sur l'autre porte, c'est différent, tu vois,
Ouais,
la
parce
partie
que
elle est
basse,
pas-
la partie haute, parce
Elle
que
est
bon,
pas du tout
c'était
du même style.
pas du tout
Ouais.
le même style, ouais, voilà.
Après, s'il faudrait la faire dans le même style que l'autre.
Ouais, non,
Il n'y a que celle-là qui est comme ça en porte.
Ouais.
Il y a d'autres portes, ouais.
je c'est là. Je savais que quelqu'un allait trouver une utilité pour cette règle de maçon.
Elle a pas beaucoup servi. Hein. Tu vas bien. Quand même de l'autre côté, tu veux.
Ouais, c'est 35 d'ici.
Attends, je vais faire après.
Il y aura une traverse là.
Il y aura une traverse de.
De 5,
peut-être pas.
6, 7 peut-être.
Comment
Ça va
ça, une traverse? Là?
Oui.
Non, attends. Parce que là, on n'a pas...
Parce que là, tout est mis dans le châssis. Là.
Ouais, mais on peut pas revenir sur le châssis?
Bah, on peut faire.
Ouais, parce que sinon ça change le principe de tout le fenêtre. Elles sont tous, si on regarde, non mais ici, parce que là, nous avons le châssis. Et après, là, on a quand même... il y a un petit entre 2 cm là. Voilà, je pense que peut-être c'est ça qu'il faut reprendre comme principe. Voilà, il y a le châssis là, et après il y a un petit cadre. Un petit cadre, mais ça... Mais puisqu'il y a la figure, il manque un peu de 5.
So we're here at the Bruno Brocante to visit these 2 buffets that we saw last week when we were visiting. We think we may have found the perfect buffets for our kitchen. So let's take a look and see if they're going to fit the dimensions we need. So these 2 buffets came from the Banque de France, and in that era, all of these furniture pieces would have been standardized. So actually these 2 pieces came from completely different cities, but they have very, very similar dimensions, which is great for us if we want to use them together in the kitchen and the buanderie. or maybe try to do some sort of Frankenstein project and put them together to make them bigger. What do you think, Gustavo?
I don't know. Let's see. There's a slight difference. That one, the modules are a little bit smaller.
This
but
one.
yeah, but they might work. But we'll figure it out.
Yeah, they have slightly different finishes, but it's the same wood. This is oak, so I mean,
So we're gonna restain and restore them.
yeah. Even just for this price, the wood is worth its weight in gold. If this works out, we will be saving a lot of money on cabinets. So I'm very excited about this. They also have these amazing details in the poles. I mean, you can't get something like this today. Well, you can, but it would be very expensive. Look at these. So you can imagine all your cutlery, utensils, lots of space for rangement.
It's a good plan de travail. Too bad it's kind of, there
Yeah.
are these two.
It's divided in kind of a funny way, but we may have a solution for that. We may be able to take a part of this buffet behind me, or over here, put it sandwiched between these two guys. We'll have to see with the menuisier. Maybe we'll just use it as is. It's a beautiful piece of furniture. It would almost be a bit sad to break it apart. But this one was from the Banque de France in Laval, he said. And this one was from Carcassonne?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So, we're talking hundreds of kilometers away from each other, these cities, but yet the buffets are almost exactly the same. It's really incredible. So this place, we always come here to check and see what Bruno has got in that's new. He's actually been already on a bunch of other YouTube videos from people in the area because he really finds these amazing pieces at great prices. And it's a little bit of a hidden secret that's not so hidden anymore. It's also the fact that Bruno is so knowledgeable about these pieces, where they came from, and has amazing taste. So we just had actually a 30-40 minute conversation about the Banque de France, Ameublement de Cuisine. If you're ever in Laval, be sure to check out Bruno Bracant's, open on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
And Fridays as well.
And Fridays. You never know what you can find here. Sometimes you come and it hasn't changed much, but then other times you come and there's all this new stuff, which is what happened to us last weekend when we came here. We both walked in and saw these two buffets pretty much at the same time. Both me and Gustavo immediately thought of the kitchen. And they also have a lot of similarities to the shelving that we already have in the kitchen, in the style and some of the design elements. So, that would just work perfectly with what's already there. Another positive about these buffets is that they have closed cabinets, and we had quite a lot of comments from you guys about our kitchen design plans, saying that you should really opt for closed cabinets because it's easier to keep things clean. And I couldn't agree more. This is gonna make things a lot easier to keep clean. Anyways, this is still not set in stone. We need to get these guys to the chateau. We need to clean them, we need to restore them and see how they would fit in with our overall kitchen design. But I think we just made a major score for the Chateau Cuisine, and I'm extremely excited.
239. All right, so here I marked on the floor with masking tape where the main elements will go. So we can have an idea how the flux in this kitchen will work. So here I put the buffet 2 meters by 60 in depth, so we can just kind of see in this space. It's a bit large, it's not really against the wall, so we can have a bit of a margin. Here in this movable board here, a table 83 wide by 220, and right here is the range, But right now we can sort of see how we will live with these elements. That's why in architecture we make models of things, before building them. This is a 1:1 scale model, let's say.
I'm imagining coming in the door, putting some stuff down. Yeah, I could imagine sitting and peeling some onions here. I'm feeling pretty good about this layout. So, what do you think about our plans to use these buffets in here? Because remember, we were going to design and have something made in terms of these cabinets that was already pretty close to what we found, but it still changes things a little bit. What do you guys think? Do you think these buffets will stand the test of time? Let us know in the comments. Slowing down was frustrating at times, but it's how we started to see the kitchen's true potential.
As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.